Hello and welcome. This is my Polygon Siskiu D5. As you can see, it's a full suspension bike. I found myself in the market for one last winter, specifically November of 2020. And after having read several good reviews of the Polygon brand and seen a couple of videos extolling the virtues of the Polygon D7, I ended up buying the D5. More on that in a moment. But to briefly recap on the bike's specs, it's a 27.5 inch wheel and tire combo, hydraulic disc brakes, it's got an air shock on the back, and it's a pretty fun bike to ride, although I only had one opportunity to ride before winter hit Maine full force and closed the trails to pretty much everything except fat bikes. Luckily, I have one of those as well, but that's a different story. So why did I pick the D5? Honestly, this is going to sound somewhat shallow maybe, but I picked the D5 because I like the color scheme. As you can see, the D5 is burgundy and sort of a cream color with orange, yellow, and red accents. I like that. The D6 is black and various shades of sort of a teal greeny color. And the D7, it's got very dark blue and sort of a burgundy and blue combo. I mean, it's pretty, don't get me wrong, but I really like the color scheme on the D5, so I decided to get that and go the upgrade route. Speaking of upgrades, here is what I've done so far. One of the easiest things was the bottle cage. You wouldn't think that would be a big decision, but with this small space, a side entry is much easier than a top entry cage. And I tried both, and I ended up with this one, which happily came on a 1999 Hard Rock that I bought to fix up. The colors work perfectly with the bike. I also upgraded the grips. I went with ESI Super Chunkies, and I figured as long as I was at it, I would color coordinate, so I got the orange ones. Now, the thing with the ESIs, I put these on all of my flat bar bikes, and since I have started doing this, seriously, I have eliminated my wrist pain. That used to be a thing. No longer. Plus, I think they look pretty snappy. And finally, and this is perhaps the best thing you could put on any mountain bike, I installed a Dropoff Post. I went with a TransX internal post because the D5 frame comes pre-configured for internal routing. They did not include the dual port grommets, so I had to order a pair of them. And if you're listening, Polygon or Bikes Online, you know, include these in the box of goodies that come with the bike, please. Anyway, the Dropoff Post works really well, and man, I can't imagine riding without one now. I am spoiled, I admit it, I'm spoiled. I do have some more upgrades in mind for this bike, and yeah, I know I could have bought the top of the line one and not had to upgrade anything, but spending approximately the same amount of money, I'm going to get the one I want in the color I want, and I figure I might as well have the bike that I like. So anyway, here is some footage from that first, and so far only, ride that I took to enjoy while I lay out my future plans for this bike. Up front, I'm going to install an air fork. Probably not a big surprise. The thing is, I've tried 3 times to get the fork I wanted, and each time the order has been canceled after I placed it because it went out of stock while I was placing the order. So apparently I'm not the only one who likes it. And specifically I'm talking about a RockShox Judy Silver TK. It has both a lockout and rebound adjustment, and it's not a bad deal for $170. In fact, I put one on my Specialized rock hopper, and I like it really well. So I went with Plan B, which is not one of those generic Chinese ones that are all over Amazon. I went to eBay and I got myself, well, I say I got it, it's en route, a SR Suntour Epicon, or the other way around, I forget. I'll put it down below. So this is a full suspension air fork. Spent a couple $100 on it, but I know it will work, unlike some of those $100 cheap generic forks. Now I may get one of those later this summer just to try for grins and giggles, but that will not be my primary fork. No. I'm also going to upgrade the drivetrain. Now let me be clear, the stock 2x9 drivetrain works really well. There's nothing specifically wrong with it. I just favor simplicity, particularly when it comes to the drivetrains. So I have ordered from Amazon a JG Bikes kit that comes with everything that I need to convert to a 10-speed drivetrain, except for the crankset. And I've got that on order as well, along with a 30-tooth narrow-wide chainring. So when it's all said and done, I'll have spent about as much on this bike as I would have if I'd bought the D7. But I got the color I want, and I figure, you know what? If I'm going to be spending this kind of money, I might as well have something I know I will be happy with. And that's the story of my D5 Siskiu upgrade. If you enjoyed this video, please leave me a thumbs up. There's a link below to a playlist for the Siskiu, and there's a link below right to another video that I think you'll enjoy. As always, thanks so much for watching. I really do appreciate that when you do. Goodbye, and have a great day.